Hey guys, so what up? You guys may have noticed in this video or that video you'll see some Legend of Zelda apparel sometimes that I'll wear, or you may have noticed a nod to Legend of Zelda imagery in the logo work of my studio or this or that. Legend of Zelda is a great metaphor for, I think, a lot of people's martial arts journey or for life in general, and I'll explain why. In Legend of Zelda is a series. It's got a whole gang of games in it, but in all the different games, essentially you start off, your character either starts off with bare hands or with just a sword or just a shield or just a sword and shield, and as you progress through your journey in Legend of Zelda, you'll get to, so for an example, you'll get to the first dungeon, but in order to pass through this dungeon you need to find the boomerang, and you need to use the boomerang to take the fire from this torch and light that torch so that all the torches in the room are lit so that the door opens so that you can get through. If you never find the boomerang and you never learn how to use the boomerang properly, then you can't get past that dungeon and you can't progress in your journey. And each dungeon or each castle or each temple that you get to has challenges like this. So on Temple 1, you have to master this tool in order to be able to get through it. On Temple 2, you have to have a new tool and the first tool. So you have to have a boomerang to light the torches, and then you gotta, in order to jump over this gap, you gotta have the hook shot so that you can grapple up over, or the grappling hook so that you can come up over this beam and get across. So if you don't have both of those tools, you can't get through Temple 2. Then Temple 3, you have to have 3 tools to get through, and so on. I think that the games are a really cool metaphor for our Muay Thai journey or for our martial arts journey or just for life in general, because in order to reach that final castle and in order to face that final challenge, you have to accumulate all these tools and all these steps, and you can't skip any of the middle ones. So in order to beat that final boss, you really have to have collected all of these tools along the way. You can't go face the final boss until you have all of these in line. For Muay Thai, in order to become the best version of ourselves, we have to accumulate all these different tools, and we have to get good at all of them. Because if we have a gap in our game, if we face that final challenge, if we face that final battle, that weakness that we have, that one tool that we didn't integrate into our game, that one tool, that one skill that we didn't get good at, is going to get exploited by that final challenge. So we may be able to get through a couple of challenges with just our basics and just a couple of tools. But by the time you climb up, if you're not good at all of these skills in between here, then these challenges are going to defeat you. And by the time you get up to this top, you got to be good at everything. You got to have a complete game, and you have to have gone through all these and mastered all of these tools in order to have a complete collection in order to face that final challenge of becoming the best version of yourself. Aside from that, I just think Legend of Zelda is just a fun game to play. I don't have a ton of time to play like I used to when I was a kid, but instead of relaxing and watching Netflix, sometimes I'll play a little Zelda, carve out, you know, an hour here and there so that you can progress along your journey. So when I'm playing the game, I'm not necessarily thinking, oh, this is a metaphor for life, and I'm not observing and going, well, I have to think of this when I'm playing this. I have to remember that I got to integrate all these tools and I got to master all these different tools in order to get up. But it just kind of happens. When I'm playing, I'm just having fun playing. I think that rising to become the best version of yourself is not just for a martial arts journey, but if you can do so on the mat, then in almost all cases, if you can rise to become your best self on the mat, it's going to translate immediately and directly to the rest of your life. If you can conquer challenges here, then you can conquer challenges off the mat, no problem. If you guys like Zelda 2, if you're nerds like me, comment below, or if there's other games that you like. I also love Mega Man, other side-scroller games like that. But let me know you guys' favorite games to play in your relaxed time in the comments below. Kapkun Kap. See you guys soon.